Hello Will, hello YouTube land. Right, as you get to know me, as you get to see some of my reviews, you'll notice that I'm not necessarily a big fan of Marvel comics. But I'm ever optimistic, and I at least try to check out what they're doing. There's nothing on my pull list at the moment for Marvel except 4. So this week I picked up this one here. Right, the title's a bit of a mouthful. Let's see if I can get it right. Avengers A.I. initiates Chapter 1. Yeah. I don't know anything at all about what's going on in the Avengers Marvel world really at all at the moment. But after reading the first few pages, I've got to say it quite quickly. I just want to say though, before I actually go into the plot here, that the last review I did was of Justice League 22, and the start of the Trinity War arc. And the artwork in it is fantastic, just really beautiful stuff. And comparing the two side by side, the artwork in Justice League 22 compared to this, night and day. It's really shocking. Look at that. That's not good, is it? There's really boring backgrounds, just greys mostly, no detail at all. All the characters are blocky. There's no passion. There's no soul. There's no soul really. There's no soul in this. It's just very poor art really. I was surprised it was so bad, Especially coming from Marvel, most Marvel comics I've got are pretty decent really. This was surprisingly bad. Anyway, the actual plot, that surprised me as well. Right, so here you go. It appears that Ultron, created by him, one of the Avengers, almost destroyed the world. And the only way to defeat it was for him to create a computer virus. Actually, a self-replicated computer virus. The computer virus was smarter, I guess, than Ultron, and ended up defeating it. But the big problem, though, is that this computer virus is, as tends to happen in comics, is becoming conscious. Like the old plot in Terminator 2. And it's starting to fight back against the humans. So we've got the old storyline of robots or artificial intelligence, computers versus humans again. Right, we begin the comic here with him getting interrogated by some lady called, what's her name? Monica Chang. She appears to be some sort of S.H.I.E.L.D. agent type. Pym doesn't seem too threatened by her. He ends up getting punched in the face, which I think it's standard procedure now, isn't it, in American interrogations, get torture. But then Captain America comes to the rescue and saves Pym. Basically says that Pym is one of the good guys. What's happening here is that the artificial intelligence that Pym created to defeat Ultron has taken control of some of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s drones. Yes, I said drones. Drones appear in the world of comics. That's quite a revelation to me, really. I always criticise Marvel for being stuck in the Cold War period of the 1980s, so it's nice to see them actually having drones in one of their storylines. Oh, that's really cool. Nothing controversial about them, of course. There's no mention of them, flying over Pakistan and whatnot, but at least they're there. That's a start. At least they're there. Right, as we go into the middle of the comic here, there's actually some nice writing which I quite enjoyed really. There's quite some humorous stuff between what's his name, the Vision, and his brother. Brother's name is Victor Mancha, and it's quite witty dialogue really. I quite enjoyed it. There's an appearance by the Doombot, and the Doombot's been forced to work for the good guys. That's quite funny. The Doombot protesting as he's helping out the good guys. I quite enjoyed that really. It's quite a simple tale really. What happens is those drones that the artificial intelligence was sort of hijacked from S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, those drones are beaten by the bad guys, the good guys. The drones, the drones are beaten by the good guys, the superheroes. It's mainly Vision, I think. Vision does most of the work. I think ends up destroying them. And at the end of the comic, we have this lady, badly drawn, of course. There she is, floating above hospital beds, saying, "Dimitrios is coming." Dimitrios is the artificial intelligence created by Frank Pym. So that's going to be the new villain. Pretty interesting. Artificial intelligence versus humans. It's got some relevance actually in the real world. If anyone knows about something called the Stuxnet virus, that's a computer virus that was, I think it's officially recognised now. It was created by, now, I say the Americans, but really their intelligence agencies, the CIA, and working with Mossad, with the Israelis, sent this virus off to Iranian nuclear facilities, basically messing with their nuclear capabilities, and then blaming Iran for it, which is typical American behaviour, isn't it? They basically create their own problems and then blame their enemies for those problems. But yeah, it was nice to see computer viruses being mentioned in a comic in 2013, a Marvel comic in 2013. It was nice to see drone technology being mentioned in the same comic. So in my usual criticism of Marvel being stuck in the Cold War period in the mid-1980s, that usual complaint of mine is not relevant here, is it? Because they're mentioned in both things. So I was very impressed. The writer, what's his name? Sam Humphries. Yeah, Sam Humphries appears to be living in 2013, which is absolutely amazing for Marvel writers. I know that sounds terrible to me, doesn't it? But I'm just used to Marvel comics being retro, and that's the word they use, isn't it? Really, and stuck in the past, stuck in the Cold War, Winter Soldier, Captain America past, and just to see them talking about things that are relevant nowadays was a nice surprise for me. I was very surprised. Unfortunately, this is all dragged down by the terrible art. If you had a decent artist on this, I might even stick it on my pull list for a few months, because it was interesting. It was a comic out now talking about things that are relevant now. But I can't buy something when it's drawn so badly. See the art there? Look at that. That's the vision. How uninteresting is that? A blocky character stuck up against a grey wall. Oh, come on, come off it. That's just so lazy and severely lack of artistic talents, really. What's the artist's name? Andre Lima Arujo. Yeah, so if you see anything drawn by Andre Lima Arujo, doesn't matter how good the writer is, doesn't matter if it's Jeff Johns, Jeff Lemire, Brian Wood, it doesn't matter who's writing it. If the art is so bloody terrible, it completely puts you off the comic. So unfortunately, this comic with the mouthful of the title, which I'm finding it difficult to even say, Avengers A.I. Initiate Chapter 1. Avoid, unfortunately. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Tremendous effort by Sam Humphries. Really enjoyed some of the stuff he was writing there. Not only the things that he's writing about, which got relevance to what's happening in the world now, but also some of the interactions between the characters was very amusing and very interesting. Unfortunately, Andre Lima Arujo completely destroyed any enjoyment that I could have got out of this comic. So I give it a 5 out of 5. Good writer, awful artist, one of the worst artists, most badly drawn comics I've seen in a long time, unfortunately. So yeah, unfortunately this is another Marvel comic to avoid. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.